We're back.
Woo!
We went absolutely nowhere.
Absolutely no.
We just sat here for a few seconds, collected our thoughts.
Head butted each other. Went straight to work.
Head butted each other.
It was-
He has a hard ass head.
Now I know she not talking because
Fat
I know
head.
y'all see that big ass noggin over there. That just look like it's just like an overgrown meatball.
Overgrown meatball?
Yeah, let's not do this, bro. You do not want to go here with me, bro. Not in front of the people, bro.
All
You're
right.
supposed to be loving on this couch.
I'm not about to do this with you, bro.
I guess you could say we're going to war.
That was horrible. That was
Horrible
a horrible
segue.
transition.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was a horrible transition to
My
the
fault.
topic. Well, we're talking about generational wars.
Generational wars.
And y'all gonna be like, what do y'all mean by that? Well, have you ever heard a baby boomer say, back in my day, we didn't have kids that act like this.
I used to have to walk 10 miles to get to school. And
Like, Gertrude. Okay, we don't care. That is so unfortunate for you.
come on, anime.
Like, but I think millennials are turning into the new baby boomers.
I've been seeing a few trends.
Yeah.
Few trends on TikTok. It was like one. This was a while back though, but it was like they were saying like something about damn, what was they saying? Like Gen Z looking a little rough, and it was a bunch of millennials like posting like pictures of themselves.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, because they were like, millennials say they look better than Gen Zers.
Yeah, and it was like this weird trend, and I'm just not understanding. Auntie, we and auntie now. We getting up there. Let the kids live. Let them live. I thought we went through enough. You know what I mean? Enough things as kids growing up, hearing our grandparents, hearing uncles and aunties talk about our generation, that I thought we would grow out of this generational war shit. You know what I mean?
I think so too. My biggest thing is this. Blaming the children for their behavior as a whole generation is mind-boggling to me. Like,
Why?
because who's raising the kids? Who is teaching the kids that this behavior is okay? They're not teaching themselves. It's like I see videos of teachers and I guess other adults, parents, whatever, not to rag on those who take care of kids. I don't got no damn kids.
And we already know, obviously, taking care of kids, raising a child is
Is
hard
a
work.
feat.
It's tough work, yes.
Okay. Like, I have respect for y'all.
But
I
at the
used to
same
be a
time-
full-time caretaker for children.
Yeah.
I understand. However, children are not at fault for the things that they are allowed to get away with and the behaviors that they are basically rewarded for. Like, children, yes, especially school-age children, have access to social media in ways that we did not growing up.
But then who's giving them the tablets?
Who's
giving them the phones? It's a thing called tablet babies. You're literally letting YouTube, letting other stuff, social media, run and raise your child. Once again, not saying how to raise your child, because I get it. Your baby crying, put a little video on, put a little YouTube on. But then again, like you said, do not criticize your child for, oh, it's the social media, oh, it's the electronics, oh, it's all of this technology, and you're giving them the technology.
We have to look back at our actions and what is it that we are doing. Like, and I'm saying we as a general, but you know, folks that are parents, look back and think, what am I doing to cultivate this environment that allows my child to have access to certain stuff, that allows my child to act a certain way, that allows my child to be privy to stuff that they should be privy to at this age.
Right.
And yes, it is so hard. It is so hard to protect your children from everything, especially now.
Yeah.
But this disrespect, quote unquote, and all of that, they're not just learning that out of thin air.
I don't get it. I actually don't get it. And then it's like, it's also kind of weird too, being what the new coin term is, and I don't think it catches on, but I've seen it thrown around. being a zillennial, big on that cusp of a millennial and a Gen Z. We're obviously not old enough to be, full on millennials, but not young enough to be full on Gen Zers or whatever. So maybe we do sound like the middle child throwing a tantrum between the older and the younger. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, y'all niggas is trolling. Like, get off these little kids' asses. The music is so What were we growing up listening to? These kids
Like,
are so fast.
please don't
Like,
pretend
you
that y'all weren't
wasn't
listening.
dry humping in the back of the school dance in the closet, like with Tay Tay and Tyrone. Like,
And
you feel
thank
me?
you.
Like,
Thank you. And please don't pretend that y'all weren't listening to Adina Howard. Tell myself, I'm gonna be a freak until the day until I die. Yeah, y'all was doing that. Freaking.
freaking
Who's
the
Uncle
morning.
Luke? Tell me who Uncle Luke is. Tell me who Uncle Luke is.
Boy, yo.
Tell me what Freaknik is.
And
I see some of
honestly,
y'all in the documentary.
You could make an argument that the kids are maybe more disrespectful, maybe. But as far as like getting out there, I think these kids are a lot more tame than we were growing up, to be honest.
Yeah.
You think about it now, like, because I feel like the biggest argument is, oh, kids don't get out more. Well, now they're in the house. We were outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Niggas was on the block at like 15, 12. I know niggas at the block to hop off the porch at like 12. Like, we were getting into stuff. You know what I mean? Like, niggas was getting into stuff that they ain't had no business getting into. Now kids they inside watching streamers. I mean, now they're getting now they're not getting like a real world view of what the world is like. They're kind of getting it through a lens off of, YouTube, which is a whole nother conversation with everybody being content creators now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I feel like kids are actually a lot more tamer now than we were back then, in my opinion, as far as like activity wise goes, and getting into like a bunch of stuff. Like, in my head, I don't know. I think we was worse, like, low key.
I think so too, but hold that thought. I'm back. Whoa, 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 it's magic. Sorry. I had to blow my nose. Anyway, and I'm about to sneeze. My allergies are acting up.
Back here now.
Back in Georgia. Back outside. Wow. But, yes. All that to your point. I'm going to sneeze. It's just like lingering in my nose. This is the real. This is uncut. This is raw.
Raw. Unfiltered.
I should have took a Benadryl.
Should have took a Benny.
I should have popped a Benny.
She a freak. She gonna fuck me off that Benny.
Okay. So, you were saying something about...
Oh, God. I'm not repeating none of that.
No. I heard it. I was just trying to hear what your last point was.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I was just saying.
You were saying that
in
we
comparison,
were...
I think, like I said, like, activity-wise, I mean, I like I said, I think you can make an argument that maybe kids are a little bit more disrespectful, a little bit rough around the edges, but like, most of these kids were stuck in a pandemic.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I don't think we give children enough grace now in terms of like the things that they had to experience. We experienced a whole global, like horrible pandemic where millions of people lost their lives. That affected our lives as adults tremendously. But I don't think we think about the effect that had on children.
Kids.
And when I say children, I'm talking about from age 0 to age 17. Like, because teenagers are still children. Like, even young adults, like, there are things that you can't comprehend when they're happening on that scale that we couldn't even comprehend as adults.
Like, these kids were getting experiences taken away from them the same way we were. Same way. I mean, I look at it like in a filtered where I'm like, oh, I had to graduate through a pandemic. But now I'm thinking about the freshmen that had to come to school freshman year within a pandemic. Half these kids haven't even met their classmates yet. Half these kids don't even know what they look like. They actually said, fun, weird fact, but like the younger kids have developed a way to like recognize people just based off of eyes alone because of the fact that they had to recognize friends, family members with masks on and stuff like that. Something just a little weird thing, but it affects them. It affects
does.
them. Kids from in high school have years, senior years taken away from them, junior years taken away from them, like very core canon events
and
that
then
are
also just like
necessary for growth.
pure like like you were saying, like the last point you just said, for growth. These are like super important moments in these preteens, young kids, teenagers' lives, where it's like that social development
It's stunted.
is pivotal. And it's stunted because of what they lost in the pandemic. And you wonder why children are stuck to their phones. They're antisocial. They don't want to interact with people because they did not interact with anybody but their family for like at least a year and a half. That's a long time. That's a long time. And then think about the fact that there was people whose parents were working from home because they had to. So you're at home working. I can't even interact with my parents. My siblings are doing online school. We're barely interacting with each other. Like, everyone's in their own little bubble, in their own little world. And it's your family. Like, you see your family every day regardless. Right. Most people do. So now that you're stuck in a house where you like get no other social interaction with anybody else.
So now when I finally get time to actually go outside and breathe, I'm gonna act a freaking fool, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not gonna know how to go about it. I remember my parents, shout out to little bro. But my parents was on my little brother's ass, bro. And they're like, oh man, like, this man, he go out, he hanging out with kids, don't even know their name, just going by nicknames. Yo, my name D. They like, well, who you outside with? I don't know, D. Where y'all going? I don't know. The kid is just excited to be outside. And yes, I know, as a parent, I'm gonna be concerned because who are you out with? But at the same time, he doesn't know how to interact. He doesn't have that same, and I mean, I wasn't no bad kid. I wasn't hopping off no porch. I was just outside. I seen some things, but that's just me being outside, just, privy to the world, like just seeing real world things. There's just certain things that he's just not, not filtered to, that he's not used to. So it's like, he's a little awkward around the edges, bro. But these kids are still finding ways to make it, still finding ways to entertain themselves. That's why streaming is probably such a big thing now. You know what I mean? Like it's your, like, through these phones, through these tablets, through these laptops, that's their only way of connection, their only way of interaction now. Like, you know what I mean? So,
and I think that level of like when people are like, oh, this generation is so disrespectful. This generation is so this. And I'm like, I mean, y'all raising them. So.
Y'all raising them.
I mean, I don't really know what else to say.
They're doing the same thing we did when we were kids.
Like, kids have their obsession. Teenagers have the things that they want that they feel like they can't live without. When I was in school, everybody was talking about Jordans. It was Jordans this, Jordans that. Everybody wanted to be a damn sneakerhead. That's what everybody wanted to be. Now, I would hate to be a high schooler. I'm going to be so honest with you. I would hate to be in high school now because these kids walking around with Prada and Chanel. And who is buying them the Prada and the Chanel? And you wondering why these kids feel so entitled.
The weaves, the lashes. Shit, my little brother with he trying to keep up with all the trends now too. It's a lot.
So I think instead of blaming the children, who are literally just a product of their environment and of their upbringing and of course, like the
same thing that happens to us. Just like you said,
give them a little bit more structure.
Give them a little bit of grace. And if you're raising your kids, and once again, not telling you how to raise your kids, but I think that anything, through any interaction with your friends, your families, your child, people are just a reflection of you. They're just a mirror of you. Oftentimes, your biggest issue with somebody is something that you have an issue with in yourself, and especially your kids that are 50% of you. Most things that you have issues with in your kids, you have issues with in yourself. Look into yourself, and I think you will find the answers. And give these kids some grace. Get off their asses.
Yeah.
Let them breathe.
And just because a kid asks for something doesn't mean you have to give it to them.
That's true too.
They don't need a tablet. Like, give them a leapfrog. I don't know.
Gracie's Corner. Let them listen to Gracie's Corner.
That should be begging. Anyway. All right, y'all. It's been fun.
That's the mix.
We'll see y'all next time. with another beautiful, wonderful episode. And maybe I'll take a intro.
On my mama.
On my hood.
I look fly.
And I look good. Bye.